Makikita niyo yung Fibonacci pattern sa mga bulaklak. Okay, like lilies, irises, 5 for rose hips or 8 for cosmea. Makikita niyo yung mga patterns na yan actually. Nasa nature natin. And of course, yung sinabi ko kanina, pwede kayong magbasa ng article about the rabbits in relation to Fibonacci and then para mas totaling maintindihan ninyo. Okay, pero hindi naman ako after lang doon, ano? Hindi lang naman ako after sa knowledge. Laging interesting sa akin ang topic na to because of the moral lesson that we can have using this pattern. Yun naman ang importante sa lahat eh. To follow lang ang intelligence kasi sa totoo lang, intelligence can be developed eh, pero yung behavior, mahirap yan. So, mas prioritize natin yung development natin bilang isang tao. Okay, so let's proceed. Where first term, x sub 1 is 1. Second term, x sub 2 is equals to 1. Pinalitan ko yata dito yung a sub 1 and a sub 2. No? Ginawa kong x sub 1 and may variable lang naman yan. And then third term, x sub 3 is equal to 2. And this is what I did. 1, then 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. Ganyan yung pagkakasulat. Ano? And then 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 13 is equal to 21. So, ganyan yung paghanap ng mga terms, yung pattern. And then to finalize them, we have this. 1, 1, 2, 3 hanggang 377 na lang muna sinulat ko. And we call this as the Fibonacci sequence. So, alimbawa sa exam, no, tinanong ko, ano yung fifth term? So, madali mo lang mapipili, 5. What is the 8th term in the Fibonacci sequence? We have it as 21. What is the 10th term in the Fibonacci sequence? You will write it 55. Kung multiple choice yan, pipiliin mo 55. Siyempre, halimbawa, letter C yan, bibilugan mo yung C, or you will choose letter C dahil yun ang tamang sagot at 55 ang ating 10th term. So, madali lang yun. Kung hindi ko naman kayo iniingian ng solusyon. Pero kapag iniingian ko kayo ng solusyon, ibang usapan na yon. Okay? Meron kayong long method na ipapakita at ayaw ko ng method na ipinakita ko ngayon. And then, not only Fibonacci, yan yung computation ko sa Fibonacci sequence. I will explain it to you later. Kung paano ba, no? Paano kung ginawa kong 20th term, and ibig sabihin, mas prolong yung calculations natin. Okay? But, hindi ko naman kayo bibigyan ng sobrang haba ng calculations. Titiyakin ko naman nakakayanin ninyo. And then, the second one, we have the arithmetic progression. An arithmetic progression, also called as arithmetic sequence, is a sequence of numbers which differs from each other by a common difference. Lahat ng mga makakasunod na numero, meron silang tinatawag na common difference. And paano natin malalaman na arithmetic progression yan? Ito yung mga halimbawa natin, no? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Having a common difference of 2. Bakit? 10 minus 8 is 2, 8 minus 6 is 2, 6 minus 4 is 2, and then 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Definitely, they have a common difference of 2. Therefore, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is an example of arithmetic progression. Klaro ba?
Yes po, sir.
Another one. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, then 25, and so on and so forth. Common difference of 3 naman kasi nga 22 minus 19, 19 minus 16, 16 minus 13, 13 minus 10. The difference between 10 and 7, 7 minus 4, and then 4 minus 1. Lahat sila may common difference na 3. Okay. Arithmetic progression yan. Another one. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Obviously, they have a common difference of 5. Arithmetic progression pa rin yan. So, klaro ba ang ibig sabihin ng arithmetic progression ngayon? Klaro ba?
Yes po, sir.
Klaro siya, sir.
Okay.
Sir, may sasabihin lang po ako.
Yes, anak.
Regards dito sa may example na binigay nyo, dapat they have a constant number to identify para masabi mo na arithmetic progression. Dapat yung consecutive term niya dapat pare-parehas lang po sila, may constant number sila. At pabawas po ba siya from 10?
Not necessary ganun. Basta may common difference, automatic arithmetic progression yan.
Okay po. Salamat
Kahit
po.
na decreasing or increasing yung sequence, okay lang. Basta ang importante, meron silang common interval, common difference per interval. Halimbawa, dito, 3. Then yung 7 and 4, 3 din. Succeeding, lahat na dapat common difference sila is 3. So, arithmetic progression siya. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Klaro ba,
Thank you, sir.
sir? Okay,
Thank
so
you
let's
po, sir.
proceed. So, the arithmetic sum. May talo tayong formula ng arithmetic sum. Halimbawa, ang sequence na ibinigay ko, 6 ang magkakasunod. So, hanapin natin ang sum ng mga magkakasunod na yon. The formula says that the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence is equal to n divided by 2 times the sum of the twice, the beginning term, a, and the product of d, common difference, and n minus 1. The n stands for the number of terms we are adding together. So, ang hirap tarukin, no? Kasi naka-English. Pero ito lang yung ibig sabihin niyan. Yung second formula. Yung first formula and second formula, including the third formula, pare-parehas lang yung mga yan. So, S sub n is equals to A sub 1 plus A sub 2 plus A sub 3 plus dot plus A sub n. Kung hanggang saan matatapos yung number of terms na may meron tayo. And then the second formula is n over 2 times the bracket of 2A sub 1 plus the parenthesis of n minus 1 times d. And then the last formula, we have n over 2 times the sum of the first and the last term. A sub 1 plus A sub n. Yan. The formula for the n term, A sub n, o arithmetic sequence naman, halimbawa, pang 5, pang 6, pang 7 term ang hinahanap natin. Ito yung formula na gagamitin natin. And later on, you will understand this because I will show you illustrative examples of how to apply all of this. A sub n is equals to A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Yan ang formula na ginagamit kapag naghahanap tayo ng n term. Kung pang 5, pang 6, pang 7, pang 8, kung pangilan man yan. Yung sa taas naman, sum of all the sequence written. Kahit na pangilang term pa yan. Actually, may Caltech eh. May Caltech tayo. Sino bang gumagamit dito ng calculator na Casio FX 991ES Plus? If you have that, you're very lucky because merong Caltech tayong tinatawag na makakatulong din sa inyo sa mga calculations. If you have that calculator, I'm willing to teach you shortcuts using the calculators. N stands for the number of terms. Halimbawa, 10 term yan, ang N mo is 10. D, common difference. Ano ba yung common difference nila? 3 ba, 2 ba, or 5 ba? S of N is the sum of progression at N term. Kung ano ba yung inaalam mong sum, hanggang ika-10 term ba? Ano ba yung sum ng mga sequence natin hanggang ika-10 term? Hanggang ika-15 term? Kung anong sum ang gusto mong hanapin? Kung hanggang pangilang term. And then A sub N is the N term. Ano ba yung pang 10 term? Ano ba yung pang 15 term? So, ganyan lang kadali yan. Mamaya makikita ninyo kung paano ko gamitin yung mga formula na yan. Pero siyempre, hindi ko muna kayo bibigyan ng mga mabibigat na problems dahil nagsisimula pa lang naman tayo. You may only understand those if you will watch those videos that I've created already for all of you. Ginawa ko talaga yun para makatulong. Actually kasi in-anticipate ko na mahirap ang panahon, pandemya ngayon. So inumpisan kong magawa ng mga videos na makakatulong. And beside ako rin, nararamdaman ko rin na hirap na situation ngayon sa pagtuturo. Unlike before, papasok lang ako ng classroom. Kung ang ituturo ko lang naman is math in the modern world, hindi ko na kailangan magdala ng books, hindi ko na kailangan magdala ng PowerPoint on the spot. Pwede akong magturo and then lahat ng samples galing lahat sa akin and then hindi scripted. And dala ko lang, usually before is whiteboard and chalk. Pero ngayon hindi na pwede. Kailangan mo mag-type, kailangan mo gumawa ng PowerPoint, kailangan mo gumawa ng module. So important notes about arithmetic progression. The inventor and proponent of arithmetic progression is Johann Carl Friedrich Gauss. Okay, siya yung naka-invento ng arithmetic progression, ng kanyang theory. Arithmetic sequence are used throughout mathematics and applied to engineering sciences, computer science, biology, and finance problems. May connection ang arithmetic progression sa mathematics of finance, lalo na kapag ang pinag-uusapan is simple interest, compound interest, annuities, may connectivity yung mga yan. Kaya lang, medyo malalim na. Papunta pa lang naman tayo doon sa mathematics of finance, sa chapter ng polynomials, ang special products, and factoring. Then we also have the geometric progression as another sequence. Talo lang naman. Actually, ang daming sequence pero talo lang yung napili ko. A geometric progression, or simply known as geometric sequence, is a series of numbers where each term after the first is found by multiplying the previous one by a fixed non-zero number called the common ratio. Kung kanina, ang pagkakasunod ng mga numero, ng mga numbers natin written into a sequence, common difference sa pinag-uusapan dito, common ratio or the quotient. Meron silang common quotient or common ratio. Let me cite you some examples. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Common ratio of 32. Why? 32 divided by 16. Ito siya, no? 32 divided by 16. The answer is 2. 16 divided by 8. The answer is 2. 8 divided by 4. The answer is 2. 4 divided by 2. The answer is 2. So they have a common ratio of 2. Lagi tayo nagsisimula sa dulo. Sa right. Okay, 32 over 16, 16 over 8, 8 over 4, 4 over 2. Their quotient, puro mga dos. Definitely, may common ratio sila. So example yan ng geometric progression. Another example. 3, 9, 27, 81, and 243. Because as we can see here, yung 243 divided by 81, ang quotient natin is 3. 81 divided by 27, common ratio nila 3 pa rin. 27 divided by 9, quotient is 3. 9 divided by 3, the quotient is 3. So this is written in geometric progression, this sequence. Another example, 1, 5, 25, 125, and 625. Because 625 divided by 125 is 5, 125 divided by 25 is 5, 25 divided by 5 is also 5, and 5 divided by 1 is also 5. Therefore, the sequence is written in geometric sequence or progression. So, ganyan lang kadali yan. Yun lang ang makakatulong sa atin para agad nating maklasify kung anong klaseng sequence ba ang meron tayo. So, iba naman yung Fibonacci. Nag-a-add lang tayo doon ng mga previous two terms. Sa arithmetic progression, common difference tayo. Sa geometric progression, common ratio tayo.
Sir,
Yes, question anak?
pag po, geometric progression po, agad po, given na po yung, nandyan na po yung given. Ganun po ba? Paano po makukuha pag geometric progression yung 25, 125, 625?
Actually, even you can construct. Pwede kayong mag-create. Pwede kayong gumawa ng... Ito ang paggawa ng halimbawa. Halimbawa, gusto kong magsimula sa number ng 4. Gusto kong magkagawa ng geometric progression. You just choose a number that you will multiply continuously to each number that you write. Halimbawa 4. Anong gusto mo i-multiply kay 4? Yes, anak?
8 po, sir.
8. So, we have 32. So, 4 and 32. And then, 32 times 8 again. What did you get? 256 ba yan?
256 po.
25?
256 po.
256. And then, i-multiply mo uli ng 8.
Tapos, 2048 po siya.
2,000?
48 po.
48. Wait lang, may tumatawag, anak, no? Sagutin ko
Sige.
lang. Matawag. Mga barkada ko. Mamaya na lang. Okay, let's proceed. Go back na tayo. Ito pa kailangan share. Na-share na pala. Even all of you, pwede kayong mag-create ng examples ninyo. Which is, hindi naman siya ganun talaga kahirap. Okay, tuloy natin yung kanina. So, you choose 4. So, let me write 4. And then you told me to multiply it by 8. So, I wrote 32. Then times 8 mo ulit, we have 256. And is this 2048 yung next?
Yes po.
2048.
Yes po.
Now, then that, kunwari, continuous yan. 2048 divided by 256 is 8. 256 divided by 32 is 8. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Then we have a common ratio. Therefore, what you gave me is actually an example of geometric progression. Kahit kayo, kahit isang katutak na geometric progression, pwede ninyong magawa. Kasi alam na ninyo yung ibig sabihin ng geometric progression. Okay? And you can only say that you understand geometric progression if you know how to create already an example. Doon mo pa lang talaga nakukuha yung pinag-aaralan mo. Kapag nakalika ka na ng sarili mong mga alimbawa on the spot. So, klaro ba ang ibig sabihin ng geometric progression?
Yes po, sir.
Ayun, halimbawa, gusto kong malaman ang sum ng geometric progression natin hanggang ika-5 term. O kaya hanggang ika-4 na term. So, S of 4. S of 4 kunwari. Ibig sabihin ng S of 4, hanggang ika-4 na term ng geometric progression ko, ano yung sum? So, i-add lang natin yung 4, yung 32, 256, and 2040. That will be the value of S of 4. O halimbawa, yung example sa taas, di ba yan? Ano ang ating S of 5? Yan lang natin silang lahat kasi hanggang 5th term lang ang inaanap na sum eh. So, 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32, that will be the value of S of 5. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay? So, let's proceed. Magagawa natin yung continuous addition lang kapag kukunti lang yung mga term. Eh, paano kapag marami yan na? That's why we need these formulas now. Kapag hinahanap mo yung n term, katulad ng arithmetic progression, may sariling formula din tayo dito. A sub n is equals to A sub 1, then times r raised to n minus 1. Kapag n term. Pero kapag sum, eto, yung formula natin. A sub n is equals to A sub 1 times the bracket of r to the n minus 1 all over r minus 1. Yan ang formula na ating gagamitin sa paghahanap ng sum of progression. Okay, later on, mag-a-actual ako. Hindi pwedeng kwentuhan lang na ganito. Kailangan talaga makita ninyo and then may animation talaga kayo makikita sa calculation. A sub 1 is the first term. R is the common ratio. N is the number of terms in the sequence. A sub n is the nth term or last term of the geometric sequence. Maaring nth term, maaring last term. Depende sa problem. Okay, klaro ba?
Clear, sir.
Okay, so let's proceed to the actual calculations natin about these 3 sequence. Okay, proceed tayo. Daling ko ito sa aking type kanina. Okay. So by this time, we'll talk about the Fibonacci sequence. So ito na-mention ko na kanina, no? So kasi yung, ito to. So Fibonacci sequence. Tandaan nyo lang, ang first term, x sub 1, ang second term, x sub 2. X sub 1 is 1. And then second term, x sub 2 is also 1. Okay? Ito yung gagawin natin. Gusto kong matutunan ito ng maigi. Halimbawa, tinanong, what is the 7th term of the Fibonacci sequence? No? Ito yung paraan na madali. Alam naman natin na ang unang term at ang pangalawang term parehong 1. Tama? So 1 plus 1 is 2. Nakatatlong term na tayo. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. So pangapat na yan. 2 plus 3 is 5. Panglima na yan. 3 plus 5 is 8. Ilan na? 6. 5 plus 8 is 13. So ibig sabihin, ang 7th term natin is simply equal to 13. 13 ang sagot natin sa tanong na yan. Very easy, isn't it? But, hindi yun ang gusto kong matutunan natin. Because with the way that we did kanina, konti lang yung journey. Konti lang yung karanasan ninyo sa pag-calculate ng 13. So, walang masyadong substance kung yan lang ang calculation na ating i-apply. Oo nga, mabilis. Naku, mabilis yung tamang sagot. Di ba? Pero, paano naman yung experience na the best teacher? Dapat yun ang maranasan natin. Now, ito yung ngayon yung gagawin ko. The 7th term of the Fibonacci sequence, I will write x sub 7. X sub 7 is actually the 7th term of the sequence. Yan, ito type ko x sub 7. X sub 7. Ang x sub 7, if it is the 7th term, definitely the 6th term and the 5th term are x sub 6 and x sub 5. Tama ba ako? Okay. So, ibig sabihin, ang x sub 7 is simply the sum of x sub 5 and x sub 6. So, I'll show them. So, I will write here x sub 5 plus x sub 6. But once you are doing it, you have to be very careful. Abang tumataas ang numero dito, mas tumataas yung factor o yung risk na magkamali ka. At minsan, hindi mo yun makikita kagad. Nakarating ka na sa pinakadulo ng napakaabang solusyon. Kung hahanapin mo yung error mo sa kalagitnaan, mahihirapan ka ng maganap. Yun ang ibig kong sabihin dito. Okay? So, halimbawa yan. So, tapos na yung first. X sub 5, x sub 7 is equals to x sub 5 plus x sub 6. Yun, pag-usapan natin yung x sub 5. Di ba't ang x sub 5 is also x sub 3 plus x sub 4? You agree? And x sub 6 is also x sub 4 plus x sub 5. Okay, so ibig sabihin, transform natin uli yung mga yan. So let me rewrite this again. Ang dami kasi eh. Dito, nare-review yung algebra ninyo. Dito, nade-develop yung patience natin. Dito, nade-develop yung pagiging careful natin. Unlike dito sa situation na yan, napakadali lang. Although nakuha mo ng tama yung sagot, so what? Ano ba yung substance naman? Dito, meron. So, yung x sub 5, gagawin ko siyang x sub 3 and x sub 4. And then, copy-paste ko lang yan, ano? And then, copy. Then, plus. X sub 5 plus x sub 6. So, ito, papalitan ko lang ng 5. And then, yung dulo, papalitan ko lang ng 6. Can you follow? Ito yung x sub 5 natin. Ayan. Ito naman yung x sub 6 natin kanina. Para hindi kayo malito. Can you get it? Ibig sabihin yan, we will not stop computing hanggang yung mga nakikita natin hindi x sub 1 at x sub 2 na lang. Hanggang hindi maging x sub 1 at x sub 2 yung mga nakikita natin, we do not stop. Okay? X sub 5, hindi, 6 yun, no? X sub 4 and x sub 5 ito. Yan. X sub 4 and x sub 5. But as we notice, ilang x sub 4 ba ang meron tayo dito? Di ba dalawa?
Dalawa po. Yes, sir.
So, instead of writing it this way, pwede ko munang gawin lang ganito. Copy-paste ko yan, ano? Dito. So, instead na dalawang x sub 4 ang ita-type ko, para mas simplify, lagay ko na lang ganito. Okay, ito, lumiit yung 4 dito, yung plus ko dito. Yan. So, lagay ko dito, 2x sub 4. Di ba dalawa naman? X sub 4 plus x sub 4 is 2x sub 4. Now, continue. Ngayon naman, ang x sub 3, ang x sub 4 naman at ang x sub 5 ang papalitan ko. Okay? So, let me rewrite this again. Copy ko uli yan. With this journey, you will experience something. Madidevelop yung patience mo dahil sobrang haba ng solusyon, pagtsatsagaan mo hanggang sa makuha mo yung tamang sagot. And then habang nagsasagot ka, nagiging careful ka. Napapractice yung dalawang virtue sa pagkatao mo, yung patience at saka yung carefulness. Unlike before, nakuha mo nga tama yung sagot, pero ano naman yung na-experience mo? Ano ba yung substance? Wala. Parang konti lang yung learning. Unlike here, you will experience a lot and it will help you a lot of developing something. Dito, x sub 1 plus, so type ako ng x sub 2. Yan. And then sa x sub 4 naman, syempre, ito, delete ko yan, ano? Delete ko muna. Yan. Type ako ng bracket. Kasi nga, ang x sub 4 is x sub 2 plus x sub 3. So, I'll type x sub 2 plus x sub 3. Kasi yan ang value ng x sub 4. And then, sa x sub 5, ganun din. Ang x sub 5 is x sub 3 plus x sub 4. Sa learning activity, ganito gagawin ninyo. But sa prelim, hindi. Yung shortcut. Okay. Ako ba natin?
Yes, sir.
Good pa ba? Okay. So, i-distribute ko ngayon yung 2 sa bawat term doon sa naka-bracket. Okay? Copy-paste ko yan. If you have questions, class, don't be shy. Ito, yung dalawang yan, no? Alisin ko muna. Cut ko. Yung nasa gitna. And then what will I do is this way. Alisin ko na rin yung dos. Yan. Burin ko yung buong yan. So, igigitna ko uli. Kasi nga, i-distribute ko yung 2 to its term. 2 dito, and then 2 sa x sub 3. Susundan na? Sundan? Sundan ba? Kung saan nanggaling yung dalawa? Ito, to.
Sir,
Yes, anak.
dahan-dahan lang, sir. Di ko masyado magets.
Ito, simplify ko siya. Okay. Kung green. At ito yon. Kasi nga, 2 times x sub 2 is 2x sub 2. 2 times x sub 3 is 2x sub 3. Dinistribute ko yon. Ito. Palitan ko yung kulay. Yan. Light green. Yan. Saka to. Ayun, simplify ko na lang yan. No? Yung unahan, dito, wala na tayong problem sa first 3. Okay? Wala tayong problem sa first 3. Okay, ganito muna gagawin ko. Lahat ng pare-pareho, i-add ko muna. So, x sub 1. X sub 7 ulit tayo. X sub 7 is equals to x sub 1. Ilang x sub 1 lang yan? May isa lang. So, plus, ilan ba yung x sub 2?
Dalawa po.
Dalawa lang?
Tatlo po.
So, 3. So, plus 3, x sub 2. So, I'll type x sub 2 here. Yan. Plus, ilan ba yung x sub 3?
Tatlo rin po.
Tatlo din. So 3. Then I'll type x sub 3. Kung maliit pa yung binigay ko. Yung mga naging estudyante ko before sa City College of San Fernando nung nagtuturo ako doon. X sub 20 pinakalap ko, 20th term. Puno yung back and forth ng yellow pad. Okay, next. And then, X sub 4. Yung X sub 4, kung papalitan ko, ano yung ipang papalit ko kay X sub 4? Ano yun? Ano ba yung dalawang previous term bago ang X sub 4? Di ba X sub 2 tsaka X sub 3 add lang natin? So we have plus X sub 2 plus X sub 3 para kay X sub 4. Ito yun. So I'll change that and I'll write X sub 2 plus X sub 3. Then X sub 3. Yan. Okay, malapit na siya matapos. Okay. So type ko ulit yung X sub 7 dito is equal to 1. Now, the next question is, ilan ba yung X sub 2 ngayon?
Apat po, sir.
So, plus 4. And then I'll type X sub 2. X sub 2. X sub 2. Type ko dito, X sub 2. Then plus. Ilan naman ang X sub 3?
Apat din, sir.
Apat din. So I'll type 4, X sub 3. And that's it. Now, yung X sub 1 and X sub 2, hindi na papalitan yan. Ang X sub 3 na lang. Ang X sub 3, pwede kong palitan ng X sub 1 plus X sub 2. Ito yung minarkahan kong yan. Ang X sub 3 is also X sub 1 plus X sub 2. So what will I do then? Ito na naman siya ngayon. Copy-paste ko lang siya hanggang 4. And then yung X sub 3, papalitan ko ngayon ng X sub 1 plus X sub 2. That's why I'm going to write a bracket. First, I will write X sub 1. Then plus X sub 2. Yan. Okay? Ngayon, i-distribute ko yung 4 sa bawat term na meron doon sa naka-bracket. I will multiply 4 to X sub 1 and 4 to X sub 2. That's why we have X sub 7. Ito siya, no? Copy ko muna hanggang doon sa plus. And this is it. So, yung X sub 1 plus X sub 2, copy-paste ko and then lagyan ko ng 4 bawat isa. So, times 4 yung X sub 1, times 4 yung X sub 2. Now, the final question is, ilan ang X sub 1?
5, sir.
5. So, copyin ko hanggang dito, no? Copy. Then paste. So, we have 5X sub 1. Then plus. How many X sub 2 do we have?
8.
8. So, we have 8
8 po. X sub 2.
X sub 2. Very good. Okay, finally. Tingnan nyo, But, nakasulat sa taas, X sub 1 is 1. Ito. And X sub 2 is 1. Copy-paste ko, no? Yan. So, anong gagawin ko ngayon? Substitution. Balikan ko yung last equation natin. ang value ng x sub 1 is 1. So, buburin ko yan. Instead na x sub 1 lalagay ko na lang is 5 times 1. And then yung x sub 2, dahil ang value na is 1, papalitan ko rin yan. Lalagay ko times 1. What do we have? 5 times 1 is 5, plus 8 times 1 is 8, we have 13. So finally, ang 7th term is 13. We did it in a difficult way. Not just like yung kanina. Alas dito, may karanasan ka na nag-isip, naging maingat, and then umaba yung patience mo, develop yung patience mo. Why I am telling you to be careful while doing this? It is because it is too much tasky and the process is too long. Yan, maikli pa yan. Paano kapag ang ginawa ko, ang tanong ko, what is the 17th term? So, ibig sabihin, mapupuno yung papel mo. Una, 15 plus 16. X sub 14, X sub 13, hanggang makarating ka ng puro mga uno and dos. Back and forth ng yellow pad mo, mauubos yan. Did you get it? So, ganyan lang kadali. And even the second example that I prepare here is very easy. Okay? Kung sasagutin niyo yan, ng simple lang, 1, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. Sagot lang is 3. Ganun lang kadali. Question so far?
Sir, pwede mo
Yes.
isa pa pong
Halimbawa.
example.
Okay,
Opo.
anak. Sige, no problem. So, let us try this fourth term of the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, halimbawa, ayan, x sub 4, no? Ito tayo po, x sub 4. Dahil pangapat, I'll type x sub 4. Yan. And x sub 4, as we all know, the second and the third term. So, I'll write x sub 2 plus x sub 3. Yan yung sum niya. X sub 2 plus x sub 3. Dito, hindi ka iinto sa kakapalit ng mga variables hanggat hindi mo nakikitang nagiging x sub 1 and x sub 2 lahat. Okay? Yan. O, di ba? Ang dali niyan. Yung x sub 3 na lang ang papalitan natin. Magiging x sub 1. Tama? Plus x sub 2. So, copy-paste ko yan. Yan. Okay? Palitan ko kaya. Gawin ko na lang 5. Masyadong maikli. Yan. 5. Yan. The fifth term. So, dito 5. Yan. Asan ko, no?